So welcome everyone, and we are starting our service now with a prelude for ingathering. This music opens our service today, and the service today will be about healing broken hearts. Thank you, James, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to worship. It is so good to see familiar faces and new ones. We're glad this can be a place of solace and hope for people from near and far. My name's Frank Dukes, and I'm honored to serve as the lay worship leader this morning, along with our tech people, Sean Scally and Kelly Dryden, who are working behind the scenes for us. And our leader for Joys and Sorrows is Christine Bresser, and Reverend Linda is preaching today. I'll ask now for Christine to post the Joys and Sorrows link in the chat box. And now I invite board member Kelsey Cowger. Kelsey, I was hoping we get a chance to see the baby, and we do. So Kelsey Cowger to greet us all.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Kelsey Cowger. This is my 2.5-month-old Isaac, who's being skeptical but quiet right now, which is great. I am so grateful and so glad to be part of the Board of Trustees. And I'm really happy to welcome everybody who's joining us for worship this morning. I have been a member of this congregation for 4 years, since 2016. Just this spring, my husband and I were married in the church, and my son was just dedicated there at the beginning of the month. And I have most loved 1,000 things, but singing with the choir, working with Impact to do some real social justice work, hanging out at Soup Sunday with all of my fellow congregants, and all kinds of other things. I am here and am happy to talk with anyone after the service. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kelsey. And now I invite us to join in the spirit of worship with these words from the Reverend Angela Herrera. Don't leave your broken heart at the door. Bring it to the altar of life. Don't leave your anger behind. It has high standards and the world needs vision. Bring them with you, and your joy and your passion. Bring your loving and your courage and your conviction. Bring your need for healing and your powers to heal. There is work to do, and all that we need to do it is here. Let us join together in worship. We invite you to put your greetings and where you are Zooming from in our chat box. And together, let us sing our opening hymn, What Wondrous Love Is This?, followed by our chalice lighting and story.
What wondrous love is this, O my soul, O my soul? What wondrous love is this, O my soul? What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down beneath my sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul, oh my soul, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end I will sing.
We are the Shock family.
Dave,
Liz,
Louisa, Alex. We have been coming to this church for 1 year, and what we love about being a part of this community are the religious education classes and the weekly chants to step outside to our day-to-day life and look for a connection to something bigger.
we light our chalice this morning, the symbol of our UU faith. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of open minds. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Our congregation's chalice has been lit and will have its own screen throughout the service. If you have a chalice at your home, please light it now.
good morning and welcome to the UU Treehouse. I'm Stephen Mee with another story. And this is this ancient Buddhist tale that we tell every year at this time. It's called The Mustard Seed Medicine, a about sorrow and comfort. Once upon a time, in a place far away, a child died, and it was no one's fault. And the child's mother was heartbroken, bereft, and desolate, and crying. She carried the body of her child to the Buddha, who was teaching under a tree in a nearby village. Teacher, teacher, she said, you are wise and kind and have vowed to end suffering. I beg you, end my suffering. Bring my child back to life. And the Buddha replied, I can see you are in deep pain, and I grieve with you. I will restore your child to life, but you must first bring me a mustard seed from a household that has never seen death and never known sorrow. The mother replied firmly, oh, I will do it. I bless you, bless you. And the woman hurried to the nearest house and knocked on the door. Please, please, will you give me a mustard seed to help a grieving woman? The teacher said, if I have a mustard seed, she will restore my child to life. And the householder replied, oh, dear woman, I am sorry your child has died. We too are in mourning. We grieve for our brothers and sisters who gave their lives in service to others. Wait a moment, and I will find you a mustard seed. Oh, replied the woman. I am sorry for your loss and your sorrow. Don't worry about the mustard seed. And she hurried to another house and knocked on the door, hoping that this would be the place that had known no death and no sadness. Please, I am looking for a mustard seed from a house that has known neither death nor sorrow. And when I find one, the Buddha will end my suffering and restore my child to life. Oh, how I wish I could help you. But we've lost many this year. Here we are celebrating the days of the dead and remembering the people we have loved and who have died. I am sorry for the death of your child. Would you like to put a rose on our altar? No, I am so sorry. And the woman walked on, and knocking on another door, she asked, greetings, is all well with you? Is everyone here and healthy and whole? We are well here and healthy, and our house is filled with joy. But what is the altar I see in the back of your room? Ah, yeah, that is our ancestors' altar. With sorrow and gratitude, we remember our parents and grandparents and those who came before us and gave us life. And have they died? And were you sad? Yes, they are all dead. And yes, we miss them and are saddened. Oh, said the woman sadly, then you cannot help me. Is there no one in this world who has lived without loss, without sorrow? And hearing her, a stranger approached and put an arm around her, saying, no one, my friend, no one. And Kisakatami said, my heart is broken at the death of my beautiful child. It was unfair, and I hurt so badly, and the world will never be the same again. And the stranger replied, I know, I too have lost my child to death. Come, tell me of your son or daughter, and I will tell you of mine. And together we will cry and remember. And so the woman told her sorrow and listened to the depths of another's grief, and somehow, in the sharing of her own, her grief eased, and she was able to return home and bury the body of her child. She returned to the Buddha and thanked him for showing her how to find comfort amid sorrow. And she spent her days awake to the preciousness of life, comforting those who have mourned.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be
I offer these words now of centering. Spirit of life and love, when our hearts are weary, are tired, and are breaking, help us to see beyond this brokenness to a time of healing and true community. Help us to remember that the journey toward healing is one that travels from pain to compassion, from struggle to embrace. May we all find whatever balm we need to help us, and may we offer and receive support on this journey together. Amen.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
I now would like to invite you all to listen to or even sing along with this old hymn. I invite you not to argue with its theology, but rather absorb the meaning and the feeling of the words, the deep faith or hope that somewhere, somehow, there is a chance for healing when your heart has been broken, when your soul feels done in by the wrongs of the world.
May
The hymn tells us there is a balm in Gilead. It is hard to know what that means sometimes when our heart is really breaking. What breaks your heart when someone you love dies? When you have to give up on a dream that you've had for a long time? Maybe when someone you have loved turns their back on you, a parent, a child, a spouse, a good friend. Broken hearts. Broken hearts so need a balm to make the wounded whole, to heal the soul. The idea of a hurt so deep that it breaks your heart is an old and universal experience. And seeking to cure it or soothe it or escape it or cover it up, healing a broken heart has occupied so many hours and days and years of everyone's lives. It's also inspired a lot of good music. The pain of broken hearts is shared throughout human history, and every culture and religion deals with it. The Jewish teachings include frequent reminders of the importance of a broken heart. A Hasidic tale tells us that once a disciple asked the Rebbe, "Why does the Torah tell us to place these words upon your hearts? Why does it not tell us to place these holy words in our hearts?" And the Rebbe's answer, it's because we are the way we are, our hearts are closed, and we cannot place the holy words in our hearts. So we place them on top of the hearts, and they stay there until one day the heart breaks, and then the words fall in. In Japanese philosophy, there exists the idea of wabi-sabi, which is the act of embracing the brokenness, the flawed, the imperfect, and turning the pain of heartbreak into beauty. When kintsugi is used to mend together broken pottery, they use shiny gold material and the cracks are highlighted in the pot rather than hidden. And in modern culture, there's a Leonard Cohen song, Anthem. He wrote that 30 years ago, but it only recently became really, really popular. In that song, he says, "Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in." But for all the wisdom and insight about how a broken heart can be seen as an opening to greater understanding, it still really hurts. And while it's hard to hear, it seems from therapists and people wiser than me that the only way to get over grief and pain is to feel it, is to dive into it and then swim through it. It does not work to stuff it or ignore it or idealize it or cover it up or pretend it is over. Heartbreak hurts. It takes time and energy to heal it, and there are no easy shortcuts. It's a little like what I've learned from DIY, do-it-yourself home improvement projects. Are any of you a fan of HGTV? It's the channel that shows people fixing up or rehabbing old houses. They make it look so easy, but it's not. I can tell you from helping my daughter on her current project to rehab a 100-year-old house in the mountains of Vermont, I have learned some meaningful lessons, and one was about old wallpaper. We had spent weeks in one large room, stripping layers of paper and glue off and respackling the damaged walls. And we thought maybe in the next room, we could save a little time and just paint over it all. Anyone guess what we learned? When you begin painting, the old wallpaper gets damp and begins to separate. So we thought, well, we'll just peel off the loose stuff and then paint over what's left. Except, once again, more would peel, and then more and more and more. And we learned in the long run, it's better to get down to the solid base of a wall, sometimes down to the studs, and then to begin to build back a smooth surface that you can then paint or paper. Peeling wallpaper is a little bit like a broken heart. Don't just try to cover it up. Don't hope that you can patch it up easily and take a shortcut. You have to get down to it. You have to peel away everything and find the solid, find the true nature of life, of you, of what is broken, of where love can begin again. Grief is like that. Grief has layers and layers. There are no shortcuts through it. Darn it. No quick and easy answers. Dealing with a broken heart is especially difficult when it isn't something you have faced before, if you've never experienced it before. There's a song, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? It was written by the 1970 pop stars, the Bee Gees, when they were very young, about the hurt of young love lost. They sang, I can think of younger days when living for my life was everything a man could want to do. I could never see tomorrow, and I was never told about the sorrow. And how can you mend a broken heart? How can you stop the rain from falling down? Please help me mend my broken heart and let me live again. Isn't that the prayer we ask for ourselves, for others, experiencing the deep grief of a broken heart? Please help us mend our broken hearts and live again. This congregation has gone through a tough time in the past few years. There were a number of causes for the pain you've experienced. A minister and staff member's departure, disputes about money, angry words spoken to one another, accusations, snide comments, scornful glances. I've listened to many of you telling me about what happened, and you all tell it slightly differently, but so many of you end up in the same place. Your hearts were broken, and you are feeling grief. And not just you, but those who were wounded so badly that they've left this loving community. They're not with us anymore. The truth is this: those of you who cared the most, who loved this congregation the most, those of you who care about the people and the vision of Unitarian Universalism and the power of doing good in the world, those of you who loved the most have suffered the most, and your hearts have been broken. In some ways, the heart of this whole congregation was broken, and it can't be undone. And it must be said aloud for any healing to begin. You have suffered, and some of you are suffering still. And the health of the congregation is at risk. This has been a major blow that you've sustained. And I am so sorry that you've had to experience all of this as individuals and as a community. Now, for some of you, this was a sad new experience in what had always been for you a loving congregation. For others, it was a reminder of past traumas or of other times in other churches or organizations or even in your own family when the promise of community was shattered and let you down. It really hurts. And there's no quick and easy way to recover or to heal this, especially now when the pandemic has kept you apart from each other. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be facilitating some small groups of people who would like to talk about this, to talk about your grief, your anger, your hurt. You are wise and thoughtful people, and you need no advice and you need no fixing. You are stronger than you know, and this place is still filled with love and hope. But you deserve to be heard and supported, and your broken hearts need to be tended to. as you seek or offer thoughts about how healing can happen. If you'd like to join a healing session, get in touch with me. And I encourage everyone to read the reflection that your president, Lori Craddock, wrote this week. It's published in our Friday newsletter. And if you didn't receive the newsletter, you can go online and find it. Her article deserves your attention. So the hymn tells us that there is a balm that heals the broken hearts. Each of us needs to find the balm that can work for us. It may not be the same for you as it is for others, but there is a balm for you. I believe that. Can you remember what has been your balm in the past? In other times of broken heart or grief, what was the balm that worked for you? Or are you still looking for it? I encourage us all to help each other find each person's balm in Gilead. The anthropologist Margaret Mead was once asked by a student what she considered to be the first sign of civilization. She said that the first sign of civilization in an ancient culture was the discovery of a femur, a thigh bone, that had been broken and then healed. Mead explained that in the animal kingdom, if you break your leg, you die. You cannot run from danger. You can't get to the river for a drink or hunt for food. You are meat for prowling beasts. No animal survives a broken leg long enough for the break to heal. A femur that has healed is evidence that someone has taken time to stay with the one who fell. Someone has bound up the wound and has carried that person to safety and tended that person through recovery. Helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts. We are at our best when we serve others. And the African-American teacher and philosopher Bell Hooks has said, rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. Healing is an act of communion. So even if it was this community that was part of what broke your heart, it might just be that it is this community which will help you heal. I invite you to join in the long, sometimes painful, but ultimately healing balm of being in community. Namaste, which means the holy in me sees the holy in you. And I give you thanks for that. Namaste.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me, yeah, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul, yeah. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, oh my soul.
As our benediction for our time together today, I offer these words from a colleague, a member of this congregation, and former minister, Wayne Arneson. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard and the path is never clear. The stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. And as we extinguish our chalice, and some of us will linger to listen to the postlude from James and also to stay and talk with each other. But as we extinguish this chalice, I want you to take the light of its warmth and make it be a part of your lives and share it with others. Amen.